Welcome again to another episode of Galactic Science with Arturio Emerys. So this episode we are going to focus on an area you guys have not seen at all. This is now the sub-basement of the industrial complex. This took about 8 hours to do. Last night when I got home from work, I worked on it pretty much until I went to bed. And then I got up early this morning and finished it off before I started recording. And it's got more room in case I want to add other stuff here, but I'm really kind of running out of things to build in the industrial complex. So this may end up a little bit empty down here. So the first thing that I guess we ought to talk about is this advanced generator here. Now, to start off, we have a B-space barrel with propane in it, and in the previous episode I showed how I was making propane. And these are fluid tanks from Ender.io, I believe. Oh, I hate bouncing on these things. So you have one transfer node here with a stack upgrade and speed upgrades. So this is feeding the propane in vial form into... Sorry about that, folks. Into these Ender.io fluid tanks, and these are automatically converting the vial form of propane into the fluid form. And then I have liquid transfer nodes here, and these are not upgraded because they don't need to be, or at least I don't think they need to be. It seems to work without it. This is drawing the liquid propane out of all of these Ender.io tanks, and it's feeding it into the fluid intake ports on this advanced generator. So it was just maybe 5 minutes ago that I was using the fusion reactor upstairs on items that normally require a lot of power. And this vibrant capacitor bank, which holds just shy of 1 billion RF, is full. So this system is fully upgraded. It's got 50 vibrant turbines in it. And it has both of the efficiency upgrades so that it is at peak fuel efficiency of 185%. And that is a gas mix compressor is one of them, and the other one is a fuel air mixer. And one of them gives you, I think, 110%. The other one brings you up to 185%, but you can't add that without having the other one in it. And I can't remember which is which. And then basically, just to kind of make it square, I've got some fuel tank upgrades here, and I've got some capacitor upgrades here. These capacitor upgrades are nowhere near as good as these ones, but still. So this whole thing stores about 100,000 RF a tick, and it stores, quite a bit of propane too, 97,000 millibuckets of propane. And oh, okay, I was wrong about the RF it stores. It stores, it looks like 175,000 or so RF in here. Down here I've got the flux generator. This is where all the power comes out with the Ender energy conduits. And that feeds this vibrant capacitor bank. And the power from the two water generators upstairs, both of them come down this channel and they feed into this vibrant capacitor bank too. So everything that gets power is getting it from this line here. So everything is fed out of the buffer that is this vibrant capacitor bank. You can see a little bit right there that that's where the transporter system is. That currently the only place I've been is Mars. In another episode, I may go to Venus or Mercury, just so y'all can see what that looks like too. One thing that I discovered was the system that I had set up for automatic resource production for obsidian was pretty good up until I built the crazy system upstairs. That burned through resources so quickly that I was running out of obsidian. And honestly, if I were to turn it all on, it would drain this pretty quickly. But 134 stacks of obsidian would produce a lot of stuff before it ran out. So I Oh, I am out of oxygen. Let me just swap some oxygen tanks here. Okay, that's weird that I haven't even touched the fusion reactor and it's swapping that stuff around again. Okay. So anyway, this is the same type of system I had upstairs. I've just multiplied it 8 times. Austenite blocks underneath, crucibles, cobblestone generators. So in theory, each one of these is producing 64 times as much lava as a single crucible, because there's 64 of them. And then because it has austenite underneath it rather than like a coal block, this is producing lava 8 times faster than that. So 64 times 8 is 512. Yeah, so this is producing 500 lava 512 times as fast as a crucible over a block of coal. And then I have one over here. This one's not tied into the rest of the system. This is for producing the end stone and the nether rack, and also like if I need lava for something, which I do not know what's going on here. This is like the 3rd time it's done this, where it keeps swapping this stuff. That's very, very frustrating. Okay. So anyway, this system here producing the end stone and the nether rack. Now you could come down here and just feed redstone and glowstone in here, but you don't have to. Upstairs I have a couple of B-space barrels that are linked to these that are in the storage area in this area here, and you just grab some redstone and some glowstone from where they're stored over in this area, put them in the barrels that are over here, and this will automatically start producing what you need. Now in the previous episode I showed you the sand and showed you where you'd put the sand. Well, this is where that sand goes. And that's why that's not working. That's because that is not a transfer node. Okay folks, I've logged in and logged out, and let's see if that fixes that bug. Okay, there we go. Transfer node is now drawing in sand. It's feeding it into all the barrels, and we are producing soul sand. We should be producing soul sand faster than that. It's possible this water system, that should be okay. I mean, yeah, I guess what we're limited by is the rate at which a barrel full of water converts into witch water. So, but that's better than the system I had. The system I had was only 4 barrels. This is 8. And at this point, I don't really need a whole lot more. The construction phase, yeah, the world's not finished loading in. The construction phase should be pretty much done at this point. Okay. So that's how that works. Something I forgot to tell you when I started noticing that bug, it kind of distracted me. Each one of these barrels that is producing obsidian has transfer nodes underneath it, and it's pulling from the bottom of the barrel, which that's how you have to pull from stone barrels, is you pull from the bottom. And they all feed into this one here. So that's how that's happening. I mean, it may have been obvious to some people, but maybe not everyone picked up on that. So I just wanted to make sure that that was clear. So that's basically the gist of the world down here. If I add a mob farm Killer Joe type system, I'm probably going to add it down here because I don't want to do it in the upland area, and the middle area doesn't have any room, and there's quite a bit of room here. So if I were to add a Killer Joe, I guess it would probably be in this corner over here. And I may still do that. All of the ender pearls that I've needed up till now, I've used the ender farm and also the fusion chamber to make those. So I don't really need a whole lot more, but just for kind of completeness sake, I may build one here. I've gone and gotten the spawners from the moon dungeons, and I fixed the broken spawners, so I have one of each of the three, the zombie, the skeleton, and the Enderman. I think those are the three I have that I made. So it's just a matter of getting around to doing it. Maybe I'll do an episode of that at some point. So I think that's going to call it for this episode. I hope y'all liked it. Hope you got something out of it, seeing the stuff that I'm doing. And if you did enjoy it, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like. Those supposedly help my numbers with YouTube. At this point, I'm just really kind of doing this for fun and just trying to see how much of a base I can build. I don't expect I'm ever going to make a living doing this. It's just for fun. But if it is just for fun, it doesn't make any sense to do it if nobody's watching it. So you subscribing and leaving likes is your way of telling me that you're watching it and you're getting something out of it, and that encourages me to keep doing it. So anyway, again, thank you for watching. This is Arturio Emerys signing out.